Hey friends, it's Naya. You already know why we're here, so let's get started. Alright y'all, so I've really been enjoying my Patrice O'Neal videos. If you haven't checked out any of my other videos, you can do that right after you watch this one. I'm interested in seeing what he has to say because he does not hold his tongue, so we're just gonna press play.
So, next up on the chopping block, XM satellite radio DJs Opie and Anthony. They're under fire now for airing joking comments about raping Secretary of State Condoleezza Rice. Will they be the next to go? Is radio cleaning house after the Imus debacle? With me now, New City President Sonia Osorio. She took part in a recent protest calling for radio stations to stop supporting negative language in music and talk radio, and also our favorite stand-up comic, Patrice O'Neal.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Patrice, are O&A next?
I hope not. I wish JV and Elvis didn't lose their job or Imus. It's funny. This is the thing. I don't know her, but I'm assuming that she has nothing to do with funny. So I'm gonna speak as the expert on funny. Funny people should just be left to trying to be funny.
What if they're not funny?
Then you made a mistake. But how many times has how many unfunny rape jokes lead to rape? Like,
I don't know how many jokes about rape there are.
There's a lot. But your world is not funny. Your world is...
I actually feel like he has a point. And I think that when comedians are being comedians, when they're doing their thing, they're standing on stage, they're not up there to be seen as like an example for all humankind. They're not there for that. They're there to be funny. You either find it hilarious or you don't. You walk away from it or you stay to listen. Like, you're not there to get like your opinion to drive how you think about the world. That's not what you're there for.
Rape there are.
There's a lot, but your world is not funny. Your world is next on the big story. My world is people trying to be funny.
Well, I mean, you think it's okay to try to make jokes about rape?
I'm diabetic. I make fun of that. I'm a victim. I might lose a toe, but I'm trying to make fun of. I'm trying to make fun of anything I think I can make fun of.
Sonia?
You know, what's happening now is the marketplace.
Okay.
Is deciding what's appropriate or what's not appropriate. I think the nation is just tired. There's a new mood in the nation.
What nation?
The nation. You know what? We're tired of things that are just
the nation, this paper, and you? I'm not the nation. I'm just speaking for me and funny. You're speaking for the nation, or you're speaking for...
Yeah, you know why? Because I remember 6 years ago doing something against Anthony Opie because they were just so outrageous, and their violent images that they put out to women was just uncalled for. And now I think people...
You think they were trying to be funny?
I think now people in this country...
Do you think they were trying to be funny?
Tired. You know what? I don't care if they're trying to be funny.
That's what I'm saying. Why are you in that business?
I've been to your show once, and it wasn't very funny being a woman.
It was
in your
hilarious.
Show, when you talked about...
That's why she doesn't like me. I was in the paper with her, and the joke is hilarious. Called...
This is chaotic. Okay.
When you talked about...
That's why she doesn't like me. I was in the paper with her, and the joke is hilarious, called The Angry Pirate. And the lady who wrote it in her outrage didn't even know what it meant. And anybody who read it laughed, because they know what funny... You're not living in the context of funny. You're living in the context of fire.
Have every right to be as funny as they want. They can go out and try to be as funny as they want, make as much money being as funny as they want. This is what's happening. There is a change in this country. People are realizing they have an opportunity to speak out, and advertisers are listening.
There is a time and a place for everything, including your outrage. Now, if you are choosing to go to a show when it comes to Patrice O'Neal, you weren't forced there. There was not a gun against your head for you to go to that show. You could have very easily looked up the type of comedy that he does and have chosen to not go. But you chose to go there, and you chose to be outraged. You knew what he was going to say. You already knew what he was going to say. Every moment is not a moment for your sensitivity. Let it go. That's not it.
Country. People are realizing they have an opportunity to speak out, And advertisers are listening.
You're
radio
not talking.
stations
You're
are
not talking.
listening.
You're not talking to who I talk
and
to.
you're not going to get paid as much money anymore.
Sonia and Patrice,
That's
look
what
at
it
this.
is. The marketplace.
More
is
CBS
speaking.
radio firings. They've been on a tear lately.
All right.
Are they cleaning house, or is this the PC cops run amok?
You know what it is, John. You know what it is while you're reading that paper. It's the PC cops run amok.
Do you think
Who's
she's
the
a
PC
PC
cop?
cop?
Of course she is. She has an entire encyclopedia of her stance on it, but it's no passion involved. It's not a real. This is just what she has to say. We are outraged and fired and
he's a
fired
fool. He's an
and
absolute
fired.
fool.
Name calling. I'm outraged.
Fool.
I am outraged.
You should be. You should be outraged.
I am a fool. Now, if I called you a fool,
You know what? People are feeling a new sense of entitlement.
Who are these
to
people?
decency in this country?
Who are the people?
A new
How can
sense
you,
of
Patrice? So
entitlement
here's
to
here's
decency.
my question. How can you justify a bad joke, a joke that isn't funny? Oh, wait a minute.
Go ahead.
An attempt that isn't funny, doesn't get any laughs, and is about raping the first black woman to ever become the Secretary of State of the United States.
Throw that at me.
Well, why not?
The attempt is what I'm trying to fight for. The joke funny jokes and unfunny jokes are come out of the same birth. That you don't know if anything is going to be funny. You should attempt to be able to make anything funny.
Don't you think a joke about rape is doomed to be not funny?
Oh my goodness. I mean, you all can tell. I'm a female, and that stuff is serious. It is. There are lots of very serious topics in the world, but honestly, a comedian is, as I said, a comedian is not here to be like a world leader. Like, that's not what they're here for. They're here to make things funny. They're here to take the sensitivity, take sensitive subjects and to make light of them. That's it. And so it is your responsibility. That's your fault. If you go into a situation or if you hear this joke and you're feeling all types of hurt and stuff over it, but that's not you can't attack the comedian because you're hurt by it. They make jokes about everything. Everything. There are so many 9/11 jokes out there. Was that not a thing that happened? That was tragic? It was terrible. But they make jokes about everything. They don't just single out rape and make jokes about that. It would be different if they only made rape jokes. But that's not a thing that happens.
Be able to make anything funny.
Don't you think a joke about rape is doomed to be not funny?
It's possible, but I've heard them.
You've heard a funny rape joke?
I'd say a couple. Watch my HBO special. I'm pretty good at it.
Yeah, Patrice says that if you're having sex with a woman, doggy style, and if you
Wrong.
hit her in the head just the right time.
No, it's ejaculating her eye.
He said wrong. You're telling my joke wrong. He is so he be saying whatever the heck he wants.
And if you
Wrong.
hit her in the head just the right
No,
time.
it's ejaculating her eye and kick her in the shin, and she walks around like, arg! It's the angry pirate. That's what she was trying to say.
A violent act of hitting her in the back of her head, her body.
It's called the donkey punch.
Which will then.
Why are you laughing? She's outraged. It's called the donkey punch. It's whole humor that she has no clue what it
We have the
is.
same problem that Opie and Anthony does. You can't say just anything on the air.
You can say anything you want.
You could say anything you want. Freedom of speech, right? You can't just say anything. You could say whatever you want.
And Anthony does. You can't say just anything on the air.
You can say anything you want. It might not be funny. You might get in trouble for it, but you should be able to be attempting. And plus, when is a crazy bum going to get an opportunity to rape the president? If the president's wife, John? It was trying to be funny.
All right, Patrice, why aren't I hearing Al Sharpton complain about this thing involving Congress?
Because it wasn't involving young black women.
Well, it's involving a very prominent black woman.
Well, where was she during young black? Everybody has their agenda.
I was there.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
All right, excuse me.
But why am I not hearing from Sharpton?
Because it doesn't concern him. It's not concerning him. It's black. Come on now. Al Sharpton has his agenda, and it was perfect for Al. Young black women. And now she's representing just women in general.
I mean, honestly, I just don't understand the purpose of okay, now you're mad. You're mad about the joke. Now what? all rape jokes are banned forever. Like, is that what you want out of this? You don't have to listen. You really don't. Like, clearly everything, it doesn't have to be funny to you. And, like, sensitive topics could really be touchy. But as I said, time and a place. Comedians do whatever they want.
Now, young black women. And now she's representing just women in general. She's not representing the nappy hoe part. She's representing just the hoe. The nappy-headed part, she has nothing to do with it. Just the hoe.
Sonia?
You know what? Women have been abused publicly in the media for too long, and people are tired of it. This has been a beautiful response of just the general public saying to advertisers, we're your consumers. We don't want to have to avoid everything in the street. We don't want to have to worry about what radio station we turn on. And there is some really derogatory, violent thing to deal with.
All your information, ma'am, is secondhand from someone making you aware that someone said something that you should be upset about. It's a shame. Your constituency, the people you represent aren't all victims in this matter.
Patrice O'Neill, thank you very much. Sonia Osorio, thanks to both of you. Appreciate it. Time for Big Politics.
I understand both sides of the fence, but at the end of the day, look at who you're getting your information from and choose whether or not, like, is it worth the outrage at this point? Like, what is the purpose of arguing back and forth with a comedian that you know is not, he doesn't care. Like, he's gonna say whatever he wants. And comedy is not meant to be taken seriously. It's all a joke. Whether you think it's okay is subjective. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.